A Tucson man convicted of killing two men at a park says he is innocent. A jury convicted Eduardo Celaya in the 2005 murders.
The murders of two Mexican nationals at Kennedy Park, and then a judge sentenced him to consecutive life terms in prison. But his attorney tells KGUN-9 he has a strong case for innocence. In a two-part story, 9 News Live's Ricky Mitchell and her photographer Chris Miracle take a closer look at this case.
More than a decade has gone by since that day in Kennedy Park.
Looks suspicious.
When police found two men shot dead.
Obvious trauma.
Crimes that put Eduardo Celaya in prison. But since that deadly day, Celaya has maintained his innocence and continues to try and prove it from behind bars.
I mean, what have the last 9 years been like for you?
Hell, really. And I can't put it in other words. I mean, it's just been a bad nightmare.
On October 21st, 2005, a woman called 911 because she saw two men slumped over in this red car at Kennedy Park. Police later identified the victims as Humberto Enciso and Miguel Noriega Tenori, known drug dealers from Mexico. The case remained open for nearly a year with few leads and no official suspects. Then in September of 2006, Eduardo Celaya's nephew came forward and accused his uncle of killing the two men.
He had a lot of detail that he testified to. Apparently the jury, the jury bought his story.
It was this testimony, along with ballistics evidence and phone call records, that convicted Celaya. There was no DNA evidence in this case linking him to the crimes. Records from Celaya's phone show that he called one of the victims more than 30 times in the 24-hour period leading up to the murders. His last phone call took place at 7:42 a.m., right around the time that his nephew says the men were murdered. But what the jury at trial didn't hear is Celaya's explanation for those calls, that he was trying to buy cocaine for a weekend trip to Vegas with his family. And when Miguel Tenori called back that morning, Celaya says he had confirmed his purchase.
If I would have took the stand, I would have explained that, but I never got that chance.
Since Celaya's conviction, he has gone through two evidentiary hearings to try and convince a judge that he deserves a new trial. Both times he was denied. If Celaya serves his full sentence, he will be in his 80s by the time he could get parole.
It's not fair for me to be in here for something that I didn't do, and the person that's done these murders is out there living his life, and I'm paying for his wrongs.
Ricky Mitchell, KGUN-9 on your side.
We did reach out to both the Pima County Attorney's Office and the original Tucson police detective from this case. Both declined an on-camera interview because the case is still going through the legal system.
Celaya's attorney plans to appeal the judge's decision, and they are still pushing for a new trial. Coming up at 10, we will take a closer look at the evidence in the case.